they told me tomato farmers had started becoming rice farmers because of a certain disease. I don't know whether you are aware as a district. In particular, there's a lady where we used to buy tomatoes ourselves, but she has opened 2.5 acres of rice. And I got a report that most tomato farmers are now switching to rice within the scheme. But since this is agriculture, that doesn't make me happy as Ronald. Let us see the problem of tomato. I don't know which disease that I didn't get so much time, but I'm reporting to you. They are switching because of the disease pattern. But now rice, they are increasing in the production. The disease forced them. I will not say it's a good score, but at least they are now also appreciating what's coming from rice. Now, another methodology is on aquaculture. Remember, the situation where this was a bare place, we are supposed to stock the reserve of the scheme. Whereas that approach, farmers will not have effective learning. We co-opted to start with a pond. Now, our methodology was simple. Demonstrate with one small pond. These farmers who dug it, they learn aquaculture management right from the best fish to grow, the stocking rate, how to select the site, etc., up to harvesting. Then they teach other farmers. But then somewhere there was a lot of excitement. I heard that farmers told other colleagues that, you see, the WSS got money from government by not simulated, by not wedding nyanja. Which was a wrong approach for the fish. I'm reporting what I heard, which was a wrong approach because their farmer field school of fish, they didn't understand the concept at first. Well, they had a lot of expectations. But yet Joseph, the idea was we train 5, the 5 train others. Now, once people had aquaculture could work in Mubuku, they opened 43 ponds. When the lockdown, we could not come and supervise. So long as you have energy or some little money, you open ponds. So I will show you part of the challenge we faced, but we touched that component right from the reservoir. Then we said, let us work with the farmers, and these farmers, they are still rice owners, which was something good. We wanted to diversify because we know there is a market in Congo of fish. That's what people say. So training was passed also to them at that level. Now, some of the achievements per component. Aquaculture, we conducted successful farmer field days. This is one of the youth explaining to so many people. It made us happy why the boy is in aquaculture, how he's going to benefit. There things were okay. We went into total lockdown. By the time we came, there were 40-something ponds which were open without following the right agronomic practices. Joseph, I think you have been in touch with the fisheries office of the district. So we need, as part of sustainability, to see how we correct the way they were opening just ponds because of excitement. Because they will get disappointed that we thought our culture will get money. Someone opened the pond without an outlet, and in it is like, so long as I have my pond,
a pool of water there.
A pool of water there, you stop. Now, this is what we saw as part of sustainability. Aquaculture, farmers themselves told us on a farmer field day, there is a lady who has some ponds and some youth, that one woman can manage 4 ponds of aquaculture, but one woman can't wind a neck. Those are good observations from farmers themselves. So let us not neglect the aquaculture component. As we are exiting, the district can see how to continue supporting those farmers down. Because they said, no, even if you are just a lady, you just go and feed the fish. But if they give you an acre, because they compare the 4 ponds to 4 acres, that can someone weed and manage rice 4 acres compared to the 4 ponds? If it's coming from them, you know, sometimes we think for them. But if they are the ones starting to realize, then as a district we better think through so that this enterprise doesn't die out. So that's something I wanted to say. So far things were rosy. We went ahead and tried to stock some fish ponds for the start. Joseph worked with some farmers. We conducted successful farmer field days, but because of COVID lockdown, some of them just opened out of excitement. We don't have Tadeo here. Is Tadeo here?
Tadeo is not here.
Yes, Tadeo, they registered, I don't know whether it's registered Yamwamba Fish something. So in such initiatives, they need some support. I'm presenting achievement, but I'm entertaining them with some sustainability of what can be done. We also conducted farmer field days now on rice side. Farmers came. Now it was fellow farmers teaching other farmers what they learned. In particular, what we did as part of demonstration, I'll show it later, we introduced improved varieties from Narok together with the local varieties they are growing. But majority, all of them are now growing Wheater 9. One is quick maturing, resistant to pests and diseases. Then, once it produces the panicle, it hides them below the leaves, so the bud damage is minimized, etc. Then the harvest, they are saying it's safe. They will give testimonies once we go down, because they are there. Our talk has been here so much, but now down, they will have time like 20 minutes to express what they have learned and the successes. So we conducted farmer field days whereby farmers could teach fellow farmers. Part of sustainability, we had left during the no-cost extension period a bit, but we found farmers running demos on their own. Because the initial challenge was, Kawaya has to give us everything. But once they learned the concept of farmer field schools, now they do things on their own. This time, the current season they have planted, it was without our intervention. But we found the things still there, moving. Next, we did a farm exchange visit. You know, when someone is localized in one place, you may think either you are doing so badly or you can learn something somewhere. We are forced to take these farmers to Zong, Lukaya, to learn from the Chinese. There's a Chinese guy there. What I liked about Mubuku 2 farmers, they place the Chinese on task, including me, to get the hybrid rice. I don't know that the district you have ever had hybrid rice seed, I doubt. Now, the challenge I got, farmers could call me after the visit for the rice seed of Zone, but the Chinese I didn't know could deceive. They could tell me it's in container village. I go there, I don't have the seed. I think they are protecting it. But with the time, I don't know how we are going to get it. Because Mubuku farmers were demanding the Chinese, they try this seed here, so that you never know whether they can supply because it's more yielding also, and it gets the seed directly from China. So that's an avenue which the district part of sustainability you can follow up. Because the local farm may not go back to Masaka zone, but they have hybrid rice, it's high yielding, which farmers liked, but I'm yet to get the seed. Once I succeed, they can have some. Under farmer field school approach, they learned something which I liked. If you bring tonnages of seed to Mubuku farmers, they don't multiply it at once. We advise them you start with small plots. Once it works, then that's when you can pass it over. So that's something which the district leadership can hope to fall in conjunction with me. Even if we have left, the phones can't leave and all that, we can still stay in touch. And we saw we can avail hybrid seed. You may find that Mubuku 2 may be the only source of hybrid rice seed which the Chinese are having. Of course, we talked casually, but I don't know whether they wanted them oil or something, but that one can be followed up.
They're not having that.
No, we have not reached the level of hybrids of rice.
Okay.
We have OPVs, open pollinated. and this guy gets it from China and they are advanced ahead of us. So once we can penetrate that, it will be a plus. Lastly, still on farm exchange visit, I will task farmers. Weeding is a challenge in rice. You break your back. Among them, I don't know how they selected themselves, they organized, they took a fabricator. The Chinese is fabricating a certain weed that you just push it. So I told them they can organize themselves so that they have one of these fabricated, so that they solve the challenge of weeding in rice. Because once you plant in line, you just push it through. So I don't know how far Mary and your team went over this, but it's something which they picked interest as Mubuku too. So that helps solve part of the challenges of weeding rice and all that. So even as now you cannot some of the things, you follow them up. Farmer to farmer knowledge transfer was one of our key objectives up there. After the demonstration farmers have learned, are they applying the agronomy in their fields? This has been now visible in the scheme. We want it to continue even when we have left. So the farm field schools still need to be together so that they continue teaching fellow farmers what they learned in agronomy. We went ahead and also developed training manuals which have been translated in Rutoro and Lukonzo. By the time I came, they had not printed them. But these are manuals. Sorry, I have the one of Doho, it's in my bag, I will show it to you later.
Excuse me, will you get time to deliver some here?
Some?
Will you get time to deliver some to these people?
To deliver some to these people. I'll talk to Dr. Emma and we do it because one of the deliverable we did, the same way we delivered those Lugwere translated manuals, because it's a manual having Mubuku activities with farmers.
Because we don't have time, you know that. When will they be ready?
I'd given them out for printing, but by the time we came, they were not ready. I'm going to consult with Emma. Once we go down, I'm just going to make a call.
Because as you hand in the final report, those books should have reached
the same way we did for the
final report. We've already got the draft. We are reading through, but you're supposed to put as the last. I think either you annex it or put it part of the report. But make sure you capture everything that they have said and it's well captured, so that it is part of the report. Because you're not going to present it to us again at Naive. We are finishing it here.
Okay.
Thank you.
My request. I have some request.
Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you, Kawaya and team for this very wonderful work. My name is Julius, I introduced myself earlier on. I request that in addition to what Madam Menda has said, as a district we need to have these other reports. We need them because much as your client is Maif and Mwe, but we are here as Maif staff. And Maif may not implement some of these things directly, not through us. Because, for example, a report on the situation analysis, a report on soil characteristics, we are the ones on the ground to know what the soil is required after we left. So we need this report, these reports.
No, I will answer that.
Okay.
Even if they don't, I can always send you the reports because they always hand them to us for the final ones. So
yes.
I can always share. We had a hiccup somewhere, we would have shared them already. But don't worry, I can always share with you. And Julius,
Yes, thank you very much, Ronald, for a very good presentation. I have two comments to make. One is when you talked about how the farmers can be supported under the parish model. It is possible. The parish model has started, but we haven't gone into the real issues of enterprise selection.
Oh, yeah.
And as you are aware, the money is going to the parishes, the efforts, not only the money, but all the efforts, all interventions, and focusing on the parish. So I think when the municipality team goes around to carry out enterprise selection, the farmers in the scheme should be proactive, should be available, should make their contribution.